Hello and welcome to another video. So previously we made this HTML file with sort of a rendition of the thing that we had on Figma. And I wanted to kind of put it into like a React application instead. So we're going to break it up into its sort of component parts and build out a React app. So for that, I'm going to actually use Vite and build it up. So install Tailwind CSS with Vite. So I'm going to literally just copy this line. And instead of my project, I'll call it I'm Tom. So I'm going to paste this in, change that to I'm Tom. Now that I've got that, I'll feed into Tom. Then we need to basically install Tailwind CSS, post CSS and all the bits. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it. Then once that's actually done, then we're going to edit the Tailwind config and just basically replace the content with this content here. Okay, so that's finished creating the bits and pieces. So I'm going to literally open up the Tailwind config.js. I'm going to swap it out. So I'm going to copy all that, paste that in and save. Then the next step is going to be replacing the index.css file with this bit here. So I'll go into source, index.css, paste that in and save it. Then it wants me to run npm run dev. So I'll copy that. Let's go run that. That should literally open it up there. So we're now able to control click this to open up the web page. So we should have some form of thing there. There we go. It's mine that there's no valid classes detected, which means that we need to now change this up a little bit. So what we're going to do is just copy this app.jsx content, go into app.jsx, highlight everything and paste that in and save it. Now, if you look, we refresh, it doesn't do anything. So at this point, we have to go into the terminal and press R and enter, and then it reloads. So now we've got hello world. So in this case, if I said like 8XL and save it, it does nothing again. So we have to go R and enter to reload. But every time you do R and enter, it basically reloads and does its thing. So we've now got this actual application. So now what we want to do is we want to think, well, hang on. I want to look at this HTML file and think about what I want. Well, I want a nav bar. So I will grab this. I want this nav bar as a component, right? So if I just copy this nav bar first, go into source, right click, new folder called components, make a new file called navbar.jsx. And then I'll do a similar sort of thing. Export default function navbar. Return. And basically paste that line. Now, there's a few issues here. Classes need to be called class name. So I'm just going to change out those basically. So if I go and do this, Control D, and then last name. Let's see that I've done all of them now because I may have missed one. Nope, that looks good. That's awesome. So now if I save this, I technically have this navbar. Now what we can do is we can go, okay, well in theory then, if I add this navbar, that would be there. But first thing I want to do is basically create some sort of container for this. I'll just make a liquid flex here at this point. I also want to go, okay, let's have a look at conceptually what we would want it to look like. So where are we? We're here. We know that this is the container. So I'm just going to literally copy this content for the container. and then press enter. And then I'm going to add the navbar component. Now I'm going to reload. And how cool is that? We have the navbar component. That's literally just, I've just literally took it from there, changed class to class name, popped it into a component, and there we have it. It's there. It's a sticky nav. It's all set up. So changing it over shouldn't take us too long to do the rest of this. Let's go do it. Let's close some of these other files. Let's close that. We've done that. What's the next thing? We want the hero stuff. So let's just take the whole hero stuff here, copy this, new file, hero.jsx, export default function, hero, return, paste it in. Let's clean this up a little bit. All we're going to do is go to class, Control D until we've got all the classes, and then say class name, save. Now we've got the hero. We can then go to the app.jsx, and underneath the navbar, I want to add the hero. Now do a reload. And all of a sudden, we have the next part done. Yeah. So it's not that hard to turn them into components once you kind of got a logical setup of what you want. Let's do the stats next. Yeah. That's going to be to there. I'm going to copy the stats. New component. Sorry, new file and components. Stats.jsx. Paste it in there. Well, no, not paste it in there. 1 minute. Export default function stats return, and then paste in there. Again, remember we have to change class to class name, so Control D. Class name, save. Now we've technically got this. We can go close hero, go to app.jsx, and the next thing was the stats. Seriously, stats. Okay, that should do it. Let's save that and let's refresh the page. And all of a sudden we've got the stats. How cool is that? The only thing we're missing now is this background color here. I suppose we could do this in the index.html of the thing, or the main.jsx maybe. I don't know. Maybe we could do that. Let's just make a new div. Well, actually, before I do that, let's have a look at the actual background. So now the body just has a background color. So let's copy that. Let's go to our main.jsx. We'll make a new div. Yeah, so I'll make a div. Swap out flex for the background. Save that. Now let's put the app inside the div. Clean that up a little bit. Now reload. Did we actually work? No, it doesn't look like, it looks like it's ignored that completely. Now, I'm going to guess that that's just being awkward. I don't know. Let's try one more reload. Okay, so I'm going to have to just put it all in a div of that, really, then. Let's cut that. We'll do it literally in the app then and see if that makes a difference. Boom. 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 That. Save, reload. There we go. Wow, that's interesting with the whole white bit at the top. That's a bit weird. I'm not too sure what's going on here. So what I'm going to have to do, save that, make sure that's not a div that's being weird, and then reload again. That's interesting. So the app is just being awkward. Now, I'm going to double check some of my CSS in case something... Yeah, let's just go here. Save that. And then reload. It's still not happy about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick reset. Guys in for the box. Save that. Do a quick reload. I'm not too sure which white is coming from. I don't get it. I really don't. What's going on here? That's very strange. Let's try H100 VH and then reload. It still doesn't do it. Interesting. Why is that? Let's have a look if there's anything strange here. It's got the root. That's fine. It's a bit scary that this is just not working at all. This is a bit... Just for the hell of it, I'm going to say class equals and then give that the background instead. So where's our app? Or should I do that on the body like I have on the other one? Let's Control X, save. Pop that there. Save that. Take it out of this one completely. Save that. Let's do a reload. There we go. Okay, so that worked. It was a bit of a weird one, that. But okay. Yeah, as long as that works that way, it's fine. So, I mean, we're reproducing it virtually verbatim. We've got the body with that class. The root is just basically loading in main.jsx, which is adding this strict mode with the app. Strict mode is only in dev mode. It just re-renders multiple times so that it can kind of check for any weird validation issues or any other stuff. But at this point, we technically have exactly the same thing as that. Look there, 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 there. This one is the HTML one. This is our React one. Congratulations. We've now got to the point of turning it into components. And we have exactly the same thing as an actual application as opposed to just this index.html file on its own. There are good and bad points to both sides of this, but for now, that will do as our thing. We've got this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.